Governor. Okay, just one topic. The governor. We will see what kind of office the governor is. Governor is very much important from the ABC mains. And Brilliant will ask you a very difficult question. So listen very carefully. This says political questions are very hard. UPC, BC, political question, no? Very hard. Conceptual. So just try to learn the concept. Notes you can see in the Lakshmi Ghat. Alright. Notes you will find in the Lakshmi Ghat. The office of governor. The governor. The head of the state. Right. The head of the state is the governor. But the constitutional head of the state. The real head is the chief minister. But here the governor. Governor is the head of the state. See, the governor is the head of the state as well as an agent of the government of India. That is why the role of the governor is very controversial. I'm just giving you a brief introduction. Okay. Why the governor is very controversial? Every Indian state, union territory, the governor, every time there is an issue with him. Because he is like a father. Who is just like a father? Just the constitutional nominal head of the state. Our governor of Nagaland is just the constitutional head of the state without much power. But again, one more power he enjoys. Yes, come in. One more power he enjoys. He is an agent of the government of India, like an intelligence officer. What is happening in Nagaland? He or she is going to report to the government of India, which the chief minister never likes. Which the chief minister never likes. That's the reason. That's the reason he is very controversial. Alright. Or else he is just the constitutional head of the state. His main job is the constitutional head of the state, but no. He also acts as an agent of the government of India. That is why the role of the governor, every state is very controversial. Wherever you go, alright? Wherever you go, the role of governor is very controversial. See, now in Nagaland, Mr. Rio is having a very good relationship with the governor because the governor is from BJP. The governor of Nagaland is also from BJP. Rio is in alliance in partnership with BJP. That is why his role is very good. But if the governor of Nagaland is from Congress, now there will be an issue, right? The governor will try to keep a check on the state government, which is very much controversy. So sometimes this will happen. This is going to happen. So the role of governor is very controversy, but actually it's a very clean office. It's a non-political actually. He is just the head of the state, nominal head of the state. So we will see who is the governor. All right, how is he appointed? Mr. Governor is appointed by Mr. President. All right. And once appointed, he will serve for 5 years. Mr. Governor is appointed by Mr. President of India for a term of 5 years. That's all. So election is indirect. Election is indirect. That is what he is less powerful. The governor is appointed by Mr. President of India. That's all. For a term of 5 years. Which means indirectly. The governor is appointed indirectly. To be the governor, you should be 25 years and you should be an outsider. You can never serve in your state. Okay. And Naga person can never serve in the government in Nagaland. He can serve in other state but not Nagaland. To be the governor, one should be 35 years and you should be an outsider. You can never serve in your own state. Okay. You can never serve in your own state and you should never hold any office of profit. That means you should be a private man. You should be a private man. That is the only thing. You should be a private man. You should be a private man. So this is all about the governor. That is the only three qualification. To be the governor, you should be 35 years and you should never hold any office of profit. That means you should be a private man. And the last is you should be an outsider. 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 And once appointed, you will serve for 5 years. So today we'll discuss the powers and functions. Powers and functions of governor. Powers and functions of governor. Powers and functions of governor. The role of the governor. Right. What kind of a power does he have? So today we'll discuss it. And once appointed, the governor serves for 5 years. It is the president who appoints him. That means indirectly, right? That means he's not that powerful as compared to the chief minister, because the chief minister is directly elected by the people. So the real power is in the hands of the CM. But the governor is also very critical. There are some issues where the governor is too powerful. Somehow, Mr. Governor is more powerful than the president of India. This is short account. Somehow, the governor of a state is more powerful than the Mr. President of India. Which you will know today. Alright, which I'm going to give you today. Okay, first we will discuss the executive power, which means the appointment power of the governor. Appointment, terminations, right. So we will see the executive power of the governor. The governor appoints the CM in the entire council of ministers. And the constitutional posts in the state. All the constitutional posts in the state. The best example will be the NPC chairman, right? NPC chairman, or maybe the state election commissioner is also appointed by the governor. First executive power of the governor is the governor appoints the CM in the entire council of ministers. Mr. Indano, Mr. Principal, right? Mr. Waimatan, Tirasiliam, all appointed by the governor. It is the governor who appoints the CM, the council of ministers, and the constitutional boss. In constitutional boss, you can take the example of NPC chairman, right? Or maybe the state election commissioner, or maybe the advocate general of the state, right? These are all appointed by the governor. All that is executive power. Next. Administration of the state. The governor will ask the CM regarding the administration of Nagaland. Anytime. The governor of Nagaland will ask Mr. CM, give me a report of administration of Nagaland. If he's unable to show, president will. Most powerful executive power of the governor. Anytime the governor will ask Mr. Chief Minister, administration of state is the law and order, which means the law and order. Anytime. Mr. Nipirio should be able to provide to the governor regarding the administration of Nagaland, law and order. Summoning district, right? We have summoning district, which means the governor should ensure that people live in peace. Security should be there. That is what he's asking. That is why the governor is asking the CM. So see, when the review comes, so many IAS officers, right, to provide information to the chief minister. So these are really important. This is very much important. If he is unable to provide, what is the next issue? If he is unable to provide, president rule. Okay. Now, Mr. Governor will report to the president of India. Please impose president rule in Nagaland because he cannot provide you information. That shows that Rio is unable to save his people, right? So now president rule is going to be imposed. So this is very important. This is the most important executive power of the governor of an Indian state. Administration of the state. You should be able to provide. It's an obligation. The chief minister is bound to provide the information. The governor is the state chancellor, and he himself appoints the vice chancellor. The governor is the state chancellor, right? Wherever in Nagaland also, who is the state chancellor of Nagaland? The governor of Nagaland. See, that means when there is a graduation day, right? When there is a graduation day, and when there is you finish your post graduation, the governor will come, right? He will give the convocations. He will speak in the Nagaland universities and all. So he is the state chancellor, and he himself appoints the vice chancellor. The governor is the state chancellor. Vice chancellor, it is the absolute power of the governor to appoint the vice chancellor. The vice chancellor is appointed by the governor. He himself is the state chancellor, right? The governor himself is the state chancellor, and he appoints the vice chancellor. The governor makes rules for the most convenient transaction of the state government. Every time it is the duty of the governor to make rules for the most convenient transaction of the state government. See, day-to-day administration, the developmental schemes, the projects, the rules and regulations. He has to ensure that people live in peace. The scheme is carried at the right time, right? So it is the duty of the governor to make rules so that the government of the day is carried out in a smooth manner. You see? Day-to-day administration. Day-to-day administration. That is why he makes rules for the most convenient transaction of the state government. Who make the rules? So that the scheme project, the order is coming up in the right time. Your pension, right? Your appointment. It is the governor. He has to ensure that people live in peace. That is why he is the head of the state. Constitutional head of the state. The governor. Very respected. You see? Even the CM will respect the governor, who is more powerful. Inside it is the CM, but outside, formally respect is given to the governor because he is the first citizens of the state, right? Governor is very respected. So, see, governor, even though I said there is no qualification, only 25 years, right? To be the governor, but no. A very experienced person who might be a retired IAS officer, retired army officer, retired scientist, or might be a retired chief minister for 20, 30 years, no? Only those people are union cabinet minister. They are the one who will be appointed as governor. Very experienced professor who has been teaching for almost 20, 30 years. He is only going to be appointed the governor. See, the governor of a state can ask a minister to reconsider a decision which has been taken on his individual capacity. Another one more executive power of the governor. Mr. Imna Along, take the example. Mr. Imna Along said, I will construct one tourist lodge in Sukhumvit. Take the example, right? Sukhumvit is a very hot spot for tourism, right? So, Mr. Imna Along as a tourism minister said, I will construct a tourism park in Sukhumvit. But the government said, no, please reconsider your decision once more again. Because that decision was taken only on your personal capacity, not by the entire team, right? The chief minister, council of minister has never been consulted. He has taken individual decision. So in that conditions, the governor will ask the minister, please reconsider your decision once more again. This is also a very executive power of the governor. And it's the executive power of the governor in the state. The governor can ask the minister to reconsider a decision which has been taken on an individual capacity. but which has never been taken by the entire council of ministers to reconsider. It might not be a good one. Yes, so the governor is asking the council minister, please reconsider your decision once more again. The executive power of the state is vested in the government. Alright. All the executive power of the state is vested in the government. All the executive power of the state is vested in the government. All the executive power of the state are vested in the governor. Every executive power of the state is vested in the governor. This is the executive power, and we will see the legislative power. The governor can trace, send message, he can summon both the houses, and he can also borrow. Borrow means he can call off the season anytime. The governor, alright, we have two houses, assembly and council, right? Anytime he can trace, he can send message, he can summon the meeting, he can borrow the meeting. That means he can call off the meeting anytime. He might say, come, let's have a meeting. But in the process, he will say, stop it. Okay, in the process, he will say, stop it. So, possible, very much possible. He can trace, he can send message anytime. So, the governor has this kind of a legislative power. See, obviously, in the beginning of the year, he will address the season. See, when the season is about to start, right, he is the man who addresses it. In the month of December, also he will address once the governor. So, this is the season, he can send message, he can trace, he can summon, he can borrow. But the most important legislative power of the governor is the ordinance making power. The ordinance making. The most important legislative power of the governor is the ordinance making power. Yes, ordinance making power means Yes, here, ordinance making power means it is emergency law making power. Sometimes assembly cannot take a decision. There comes a very bad situation. Who make the laws for Nagaland? It is the government, which is known as the emergency law making power, which means the ordinance. Ordinance means the emergency law making powers. Alright. The governor can do that. And this ordinance is valid for 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks. And the assembly should let's meet once in 6 months, right? So 6 months plus 6 weeks. The life of an ordinance would be 6 months plus 6 weeks. Because the constitution says that the assembly session should be held in plus once in 6 months. The assembly session should be held in plus once in 6 months. 6 months. So this is the most important ordinance making power of the governor. When both the speaker and deputy speaker are absent in the state legislative assembly, whereas in the state legislative council, if the chairman and deputy chairman are absent, the governor was selecting one to process over both the house. Okay, it is the absolute power of the governor. Sometimes the speaker is absent, deputy speaker is also not in the station. Who will preside over legislative assembly? Any member of the legislative assembly which is selected by the governor. Same thing. The chairman and deputy chairman, same thing in the legislative council. Who will appoint him? Who will preside over legislative council when both the chairman and deputy chairman are absent? Any member of the legislative council selected by the governor. This is the power of the governor of Indian state with regard to legislative powers. Legislative powers. Ordinance making power, Article 213, the governor. Please memorize this. And for the president, please memorize this, okay? Ordinance can be issued under Article 213 by the governor and under 153 by the President of India. The president can issue ordinance under Article 153. Governor, 213. Similar, almost similar, okay? But one is in the state, the other is in the union, the other is in the parliament. The parliament. the governor nominates 1/6 of its legislative council, who are famous in the field of art, literature, science, and social service. Alright, it is the governor who nominates every 6 years to the state legislative council. 1/6 of its total number. 1/6 of its total number. Who are famous in the field of art, literature, science, social service. The governor. So, one day, who knows? Nagaland government will establish legislative council, sure, okay. After 5-10 years, we will see. We'll also have the second jump, right? So, if you are very good sportsman, musicians, author, right? You can also become a professor. You might be nominated to the legislative council, right? Anytime, anytime. Very much possible. Very much possible. Very much possible. You can be a very good social service means a missionary, NGOs worker. You might not break in this exam, right? But if you can work for the people, exceptional person in the state. Take example, you work for the women's empowerment, HIV/AIDS, right? Cancer, underdevelopment, poverty, education. One day, possible. The government nominates you. Right? You can even become the chief minister of Nagaland. Coming from this background, no, possible. See, sometimes you cannot get elected, right, because of some reason. You get nominated here, you came to that CM, possible, or a minister. So this is the power of the governor. Okay, till 2020, the governor also nominates one member from the Anglo-Indians, the legislative assembly. Anglo-Indians. Half Indians, half British, right? Who is this Anglo-Indian? Half Indian, half British. See, if you go to Bonoma village also, you will find some foreigners, okay? If you go to Bonoma village, you will find some Britishers, half British and half Indians. So in that case, you're going to be nominated, alright? But not possible now. From 2020, not possible. Till 2020, till the lockdown, it was possible. Alright, it was possible. See, last night, one of my students called me up. Who called this assistant transport officer, right? The most admired post this year, okay? In BC, every Naga was looking for this assistant regional transport officer, right? Because his next promotion is district transport officer in charge of the entire district, right? His vehicles and all. So, see, consistently he studied. 2019, he was my student. He cracked in the second attempt. He got inspector of cooperating. And this year again he won assistant regional transport officer, right? So, see, Aristotle, right? The name is Aristotle. And see, it's a name of a politician, right? It's a Greek, but see, both his brothers, his elder brother was a Greek, he's a Greek. Both of them are the son of Pipito Sima. We should buy the book, Pipito Sima. Pipito Sima, British administration in Naga Hills. His father is also a director, an author, right? Pipito Sima's son. So see, it is a blessing. Okay. So what I want to tell you is that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You just follow us, okay? You just follow me or the teacher religiously. Some teacher might not be that much according to expectation, right? But in those area where you are weak, if you are weak in maths, English, yes or no? Or might be in polity, you please focus there. He has a weakness, that's why he came. Okay, he has no knowledge about history and all, right? History, so he learned it and he was able to crack. So this is the only thing now. Now, last night I called up the NPC members, okay? The people who is working in the NPC office, and they said 9 EAC is coming up. Okay, it might be more, but as of now, 9 EAC is there, 4 PDO, and industrial inspector, 4 is there. Right. So secretary assistant around 30, SA around 20. So this year also most is never going to be less. Maybe 100, maybe 80, 90, 100 more than that. Okay. So we will see the lesson after 1 month. September last week. And who knows, exam will be in the November second week, which is very good for you, right? By that time, I will have completed this history. Yes. And Ulitin Nagaland, September, right? And October, you study the whole month history in your prayer log. Okay, your prayer log. And as of now, it is 1 hour every day losing. Every day 1 hour is losing. Don't study much on Garnier first because you know for next year. But you try your luck. Okay. Now study only static. It's 100 days. July, August, September, October. No. This 100 days is study static. History, Pulitin, Nagaland, history, Pulitin, Nagaland. And 1 day losing GK. Who and who? Right? The first in Nagaland, first in India. And this is how, who knows? If you're lucky, you might be here. Right? We are looking for that 40 questions. 40 questions. So have that target first. Right? See, we are not strong in every paper. Some are very strong in history. Some are very strong in CSAT maths. Okay, 13 question, you'll get 10. Very much possible because MPC is never going to send any syllabus which is outside the system. If you are too strong in maths, try to get 10 out of 13. And now another 30 you have to search from either history, Nagaland or Indian Bulletin. You have to come up. History 17. If you are too strong, try to get 13. Right? History 17 question. If you are very strong, try to feel like I'll get 13 out of 17. Nagaland also 15. If you are too strong in Nagaland, feel like I'll get 10. Nagaland is very hard, but I'll get 10. This is how a very clever person will be. He will have a mental reasoning, alright? See, no one can study everything. No, not possible. And if you have to do here, all can talk the video. Yes, you can also do that. You can also do that. So, see all this situation now. See, a huge number of you have turned up today. It's a very good one, right? It's a very good one today. A huge number of you have turned up. So that shows that you are for this exam. You are for this exam. Next. Now we all know, Legislative Assembly and the Council will pass a bill. Right? Every time that both the houses will pass a bill, and we will give to the governor for signature. Here, the governor has one absolute power. The governor can reserve the bill for Mr. President. This is the another important power of the legislative power of the governor. The governor or the president can never do that, right? Even a money bill. The governor can even reserve a money bill, any bill passed by the state legislature, for the signature of the Mr. President. Which is very important from the NDC point of view. Which is very important from the NDC point of view. See, Mr. President can never reject a money bill to sign. But for him, he can reject. Mr. Governor will say, no, I will not sign the money bill. In fact, I will give to the Mr. President. And that time, it is like a punishment. See, even in these normal circumstances, today, Mr. Niperu has passed the state bill, right? State finance bill or state money bill. Governor will say, no, I will not sign. I will give to Mr. President. At that time, now the power is in the hands of the Mr. President of India. No time limit. Mr. President will keep the bill pending. He can do that. And the governor has no other power again. He has just reserved the bill for Mr. President. This year I will not sign. That's all. Like a punishment. Sometimes he will do that, right? Sometimes if there is a bad relationship going on between the governor and the chief minister, he will do that. As of now, Rio is a partner with BGP, so no issue, right? Every time he will give the signature. But if there is a bad situation going on, the governor will reserve the bill. He will give the bill pending. In that conditions, the state will never get any income. We will suffer and look. But he can do that. Exceptional cases, the governor will reserve the bill. Any type of bill. It may be a money bill, it may be any bill. It may be an ordinary bill, right? It may be a money bill, finance bill, he can do that. But most probably, the governor gives signature to the money bill, right? The governor gives signature to the money bill. In normal circumstances, he will give signature only sometimes he will do that. But the constitution has the power. I'm saying you, the constitution has the power to do that. See, the governor can return the ordinary bill for one time, like the president of India. Okay, he can decline to sign the bill. I will not sign. for one time. But if it is first, second time, the governor should give the signature. One time he can reject. The governor can reject one time. The governor can reject one time. So see, this will be the power, legislative power of the governor. He can reserve even the money bill. Right. This year I will not sign. Very important power. This year I will not sign. I will give to the Mr. President. That's all. That's all. Of the governor of an Indian state. It is the governor who appoints the finance commission every 5 years for that particular state. The governor appoints the finance commission every 5 years. The governor appoints the finance commission every 5 years. Every 5 years. Contingency fund of the state, which means the emergency fund. Okay, the governor can somehow withdraw money during emergency period, like that's like in Mon district, right? In Mon, what is happening? Mon, some people have died, right? Very bad situation is going on. So now the state legislature cannot pass a bill, cannot sanction the money, right? Immediately. So who will emergency situation? Who will rescue the situation? Who will give the money? The governor. From this fund, he can give some, just 1 crore, 2 crore, right? For time being, you utilize this fund. So he can withdraw money from the contingency fund of the state, which means the emergency fund of the state. He can withdraw, absolute power. Finance Ministry of Nagaland will introduce the money bill only on the recommendations of the governor in the legislative assembly. Finance Minister of Nagaland, Mr. Lipi Rio. Unfortunately, Mr. Rio is also the finance minister. Mr. Rio will introduce the finance bill in the legislative assembly only with the permissions of the governor. Exceptional power. Exceptional power. Money bill can be introduced only in the legislative assembly by the finance minister of Nagaland, only on the recommendations of the governor. no demand for a grant can be met except on the recommendations of the governor. What is this no demand for a grant? Demand for a grant means every minister will say, give me this much, this much. See, Mr. Ignalo, as the tourism minister will say, give me 10 grant. I want to develop scuba diving. C.L. John as the first minister will say, give me 10 grant. I want to construct a new wildlife sanctuary. Yes, in the assembly. So all this can be met only the recommendations of Mr. Governor. Demand for a grant. Demand for a grant. Demand for a grant. Demand for a grant. Alright, very much important. You can make your own demand, right? As a minister in the assembly, but this demand can be given to you only on the permissions of Mr. Governor. So this is the demand of the state. Last power. He goes to be led in the state legislative assembly. There are no financial budget. Every year, the finance minister should present the budget, right? So he has the duty. He will inform the finance minister, you have to present the annual state budget. Or else the state cannot work, right? Without money, how can we work? There is no financial budget. He goes to be led before the state assembly. There is no financial budget every year. Every year. It's the governor. It's the governor. It is the governor who goes to be led. It is the duty of the governor. The governor appoints the district judge. Okay, absolute power. The district judge are appointed by Mr. Governor. It is the governor who appoints the district judge. The governor can pardon, commute, remissions, respite, reprieve a person who is facing a criminal charges. A criminal charges. You may be facing a criminal charges, right? You can approach the governor for mercy. Suppose you're going to stay in jail for 20 years. The governor can pardon you, can release you. Okay? Absolutely free. Pardon means you are living absolutely free. The governor can set you free. The luckiest person in the state. You murder someone, and the High Court said you should stay in jail for 25 years. But who can release you? The governor. The governor can release you. Commute means he can replace the judgment. Suppose you are facing just like lifetime imprisonment, right? He can give you 20 years. Lifetime is still dead, right? But he can give you no. Then he stay only for 20 years. Remission, respite also same thing, reducing the time period. If you're going to stay for 20 years, you can reduce it to 5 years during the Independence Day, Republic Day, right? And next is reprieve. Reprieve also the same. See, you're going to be hanged. You're going to be hanged. But he can extend the hanging period. Suppose you're going to be hanged on August 29. He can extend it to December 29. You can do that. Right. But for death sentence, you can only approach Mr. President. One more point, please write down. The governor can never pardon a death sentence. For death sentence, for death sentence, you have to approach Mr. President. Okay, not the governor. Governor can never pardon you a death sentence. The governor can never pardon you a death sentence. The governor can never pardon a death sentence. For death sentence, you have to approach Mr. President. Mr. President of India will consult the governor while appointing the judge of the High Court. Remember, the High Court judge is appointed by Mr. President, but the governor is going to be consulted. If a person is going to be appointed judge of the Nagaland High Court, right, who will be consulted? The governor of Nagaland. The governor of Nagaland will be consulted. The governor of Nagaland will be consulted. All right, the governor of Nagaland will be consulted. The governor of Nagaland will be consulted. The governor appoints to the State Judicial Service in consultations with the State Public Service Commission. See, for judiciary also, you will conduct an exam by NBC, okay? Nagaland Public Service Commission. So it is the governor who appoints this member to the State Judicial Services to be a general advocate, magistrate, you know, right? You will have to appear the exam. So who will give the appointment? The governor. The governor gives the appointment to the State Judicial Services in consultations with State Public Service Commission. We all know NBC will conduct an exam for assistant, just like a magistrate, you know, right? But this is appointment is made by the governor. So every year this exam will be conducted, and the governor will give the appointment. So all this is the judicial power of the governor of an Indian state. Governor of an Indian state. We will take a short break, okay? We'll take a short break, and we will discuss the absolute power of the governor of an Indian state, which means the discretionary power, right? The discretionary power. The discretionary power. The discretionary power of the governor of an Indian state. The discretionary powers of the governor of an Indian state.
좀 하고 그러면 내려면 이제 뭐 센터에 aku bukan try. Anjing try itu dia dia masa seriously with try ya. Acha kapan kamu ini saya coba dulu ya. Saya tak tahu. Jadi itu这些地方照顾我的，你得不了就不了。他啥的，这些我也能做会，他不得会。我会也是没有。你咋这样的？反正这些也没人帮了。这你想不就帮我们的嘛嘞？现在我这个好多是没有，哎，你这如果你这些贵啊，我们这边就会就有嘛，晓不得啊？ More already. Oh, really? You seem like what? 19? Line of control.
Okay, when I said discretionary power, it means the absolute power of the governor. Now the governor is somehow more powerful than the Mr. President of India because of this reason. Here, governor is never going to consult anyone. Okay, the governor is never going to consult anyone. In this kind of a power, the governor will use absolute power. He will never consult anyone. So let's see the absolute power of the governor. Appointment of CM. When no political party gets majority after election. Appointment of the chief minister. When no political party gets absolute majority. Take example, Congress is 28, BJP is 29, you know. Take example, in Nagaland, 60 MLA, right? 60 MLA. So see, 28 belongs to the BJP. Congress also get 27, right? So in this case, whom will he invite? He can choose anyone. Okay, he can choose anyone, absolute power. And he will ask the constitutional minister, please prove the majority from 31 within a month. Within 1 month, you'll try to search some of your partner. he can give the chance to anyone. Opportunity will be given to anyone according to the wishes of the governor. Absolute power. And he will ask the concerned CM, please try to get 21 seats before 1 month. Okay, absolute power. When no political party is able to get majority after elections, no person is able to get absolute majority. Recommendations of state president role. Recommendations of state president role. Yes, when there is a law and order problem, the governor will report to Mr. President right anytime regarding the president role, and he's going to impose president role. Another absolute power. He will never consult anyone. Directly he will report to Mr. President of India. In Nagaland, we need president role because we're having a hard time. Law and order problem. So the governor is going to recommend the president role in the state. Right? Anytime. It is the governor who recommends the president role. Alright. Anytime if there is a law and order problem. Reservation of a bill for president signature. Reservation of a bill for president signature. Reservation of a bill for president signature. Yes, any type of a bill. It may be a money bill. It may be a finance bill. It may be a ordinary bill. Now the governor can reserve the bill for Mr. President for signature. Absolute power. Any type of a bill. Anytime. Any type of a bill. Anytime. He will not sign. In fact, I will give to Mr. President for signature. Dismissal of the Council of Ministers headed by the CM. If the no confidence motion is allowed to pass, the governor has the absolute power to dismiss the entire Council of Ministers headed by the CM if the no confidence motion is allowed to pass. If the no confidence motion is allowed to pass. Okay? If the no confidence motion is allowed to pass. Dismissal of Council of Ministers headed by the CM if the no confidence motion is allowed to pass in the assembly, right, in the lower house. Anytime the governor will dismiss them. Dissolution of state legislative assembly. If we cannot prove maturity in the state legislative assembly, now dissolve lower house. It's going to dissolve. The entire lower house is going to dissolve. If we cannot prove maturity in the state legislative assembly, now they have lost this. Dissolution of the lower house. State legislative assembly completely dissolved. Who can dissolve that? The governor. If it fails to prove maturity. Now, if Rio is unable to get 21 votes, the governor will dissolve him. The governor will dissolve him anytime. These are some of the absolute power. which Mr. President of India will never have. And we will again discuss another discretionary power. If law and order breaks out in Nagaland, in Arunachal Pradesh, the governor of Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh will not hesitate to use the armed forces. Okay, Nagaland is a very sensitive state. It is bordering Myanmar. Arunachal is bordering China. So if there is any law and order problem, which is created by the underground, right? We have so many undergrounds. So if there is, if the insurgency movement breaks out in Nagaland, see, Nagaland is a land of underground, right? How many undergrounds now in Nagaland? So many undergrounds, right? Insurgency. So see, if underground movement breaks out in the state of Nagaland, or if there is any law and order problem in Arunachal Pradesh, the governor of Arunachal Pradesh in Nagaland will use the armed forces. That means he will use the help of the army, the central armed force, right? CRPF, Assam Rifle, He will never consult the chief minister. No, absolute power again. This is an absolute power given to the governor of Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. Because Arunachal Pradesh is also a very sensitive area. It is bordering China. Nagaland is bordering Myanmar. Okay, underground movement breaks out. Now if there is a huge law and order problem, the governor has the absolute power to use the armed forces. It may be army, it may be CRPF, right? It may be Assam Rifle. He will take the help of these people. So Nagaland is too important. Nagaland, the governor of Nagaland is very sensitive. Okay, see, Nagaland governor is very sensitive. Now he will use all this situation because the situation is like that, right? So many underground. So he can use that. He can use that. Peace and development of Sikkim. The governor of Sikkim has the absolute power to look after the peace and development of Sikkimese people. Okay, Sikkim is a very small state in India, right? Sikkim is a very small state in India, so the governor will try to promote peace and development. He will try to take the state fund. Okay, try to improve the state economy. He can do that. He can release some fund from the state for peace and development, okay? For peace and development of the Sikkimese people. Instead of the governor of Sikkim, which has been given a special power to look after this area. The governor of Assam has the absolute power to look after the tribal areas of Assam. The governor of Manipur has the absolute power to look after the hills areas of Manipur. Okay, these are backward areas. These are very backward areas in Assam and Manipur. So all the governor has the power to carry out development activities. And he will take some fund from the state account and he will look after this area. Absolute power, which is mentioned in the Constitution of India. Discretionary power, absolute power. The governor of Assam, tribal areas. The governor of Assam will look after the tribal areas of Assam, whereas the governor of Manipur will look after the hill areas of Manipur. Hill areas are very backward. Okay, so the governor of Manipur will look after the hill areas. Hill areas. Hill areas. Vidarbha and Marathwada. These are slum, backward areas in the state of Maharashtra. So the governor of Maharashtra can set up a special development zone, STF, a special development zone, okay, STS, special development zone for this area. Vidarbha and Marathwada. These are very slum, backward areas. So the governor will look after this area. The governor will look after this area. The governor of Maharashtra. The governor of Maharashtra. The governor of Maharashtra, right. The governor of Maharashtra will look after special development area of these people. Vidarbha and Marathwada. Vidarbha and Marathwada. These are the areas you will have to look after. These are special development. These are backward areas, slum areas. Okay, very slum areas. Again, the governor of Maharashtra, Gujarat, the governor of Gujarat has the absolute power to look after the Saurashtra and Kutch. These are slum areas again. He can set up a special development zone. He can establish a special development zone. He can establish a special development zone. Okay, right, these are the areas. Saurashtra and Kutch. This is in Gujarat. Special development zone. Special development zone. Saurashtra and Kutch. The governor of Karnataka has the absolute power to look after the Hyderabad and Karnataka regions. Okay, these are again underdeveloped areas, backward areas. So the governor of Karnataka has the absolute power to look after the Hyderabad and Karnataka border areas, regions. Okay, these are the regions. The governor of Karnataka. So these are the absolute power of the governor of India state. The governor of India state. So see, when we compare with Mr. President, the governor has somehow more power, right, compared to President of India. Discretionary power is too important. This is sure to come in the mains, especially in the NPC mains, okay? You will expect this kind of question. And perhaps you will expect ordinance, yes, you will expect just like nominations to the legislative council, how much, what is the ratio, right? So these are you have to memorize. But here, remember, these are very important. These are very important. This is the discretionary power for you. So see, that is the reason somehow the governor is very controversial, right? With regard to the CM. The chief minister and the governor will have the CM and the governor will always have the chief minister and the governor. See, they will every time has a clash. See, sometimes they have a clash, right? Why they have a clash? Why they have a clash? Because the governor has two roles. He is an agent. If he is just the head of the state, everyone will respect him, right? If he is just the head of the state, everyone will respect him. But if he's an agent, he's also an agent, right? He's an intelligence officer. So nobody likes that. Like a partial father, right? So that is the reason why there's a clash going on every time. So people are trying to remove him. People says there should be no governor, but there should be someone who is just a moral keeper, right? Conscience keeper. There should be someone. So he is a governor. Alright. So see, when they have a same party, they have a good relationship. But once this relationship goes up, suppose Chief Minister of Nagaland is from BGP, but the governor is from Congress, no? They will have a clash. Sometimes the governor will reserve the bill for Mr. President, right? Sometimes he will try to create a law and order problem, and that is how President rule is going to be imposed. Sometimes this happens, okay? In Manipur, in Arunachal Pradesh, you see, they are very clever. They want to overthrow the government, right? Suppose Congress, Rahul Gandhi is the Prime Minister, but in Arunachal Pradesh, the CM is from BJP. He is going to send a Congress governor to Arunachal Pradesh, and he will try to create a law and order problem, impose President rule. Again, they will change the government. They can do that. They can do that. Okay, in democracy, anything can happen. In democracy, anything can happen. In democracy, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Democracy, anything can happen. That is the only thing. 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 Now we will see. State executive state executive means the CM, the governor, the entire council of ministers, and one more person, advocate general of the state. State executive means the chief minister, the governor, the council of ministers, and one more person. We have not discussed this, advocate general. We will start with this one today, right? And tomorrow I will discuss the speaker of the legislative assembly, the chairman of the legislative council, the finance bill, ordinary bill. Okay, same thing in the parliament, but we will discuss that tomorrow. We'll discuss that tomorrow, and we will also discuss with the preamble. Okay, preamble of the Indian Constitution. So memorize this one. NPC is very much concerned about union and the state executive. And if you know all this, you know that's 70% of Indian people. The main target of the NPC is state executive, union executive. That's all. That's all. They will ask the procedure, right? How the bill is passed. They will just ask the procedure. want to be the Advocate General of a state, you should be a judge of a high court, or you should be an advocate of a high court for 10 years, or you should have served in the judicial service for 10 years. You should have cracked your state public service commission, the judicial public service commission, right? And have been serving for 10 years. And to be a judge of a high court, it was 5 years, or advocate of a high court for at least 10 years. These are the three qualifications needed to become an advocate general of a state. And who is this advocate general of a state? The highest law officer in the state. 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 Okay. And it is the governor. It is the governor. It is the governor. It is the governor who appoints the it is the governor who appoints the advocate general of a state. No salary. Advocate general of a state will receive no salary. Okay. He will receive no salary. He is a retention of the governor. And no time limit. He enjoys office during the pleasure of the governor. But advocate general resigns when the chief minister resigns. When the council of minister. Okay. When the government goes out, he also goes out. Another new advocate general will be coming up when there is a change of government. There is no term of office. Advocate general serves during the pleasure of the governor. But he also resigns along with the cabinet ministers. Okay. When the cabinet resigns, he also resigns. And another new advocate general will be appointed. So, advocate general, he is the highest law officer in the state. That's all. This is the only thing. Appointed by governor, right? Appointed by the governor. Very influential person now. He is he is a part of the state union, state executive. That means he's a part of the lawmaker. Very much expert. Okay. Very sensitive person. Very critical boss. This one. He, along with the CM, the governor, they're all part of the state executive. So now let's see what kind of a power, what kind of a function this person will perform. Legal advice. He has only one job, to give legal advice to the government of Nagaland. Okay. The advocate general main job is to give legal advice to the government of Nagaland. See, we all know Mr. Nipi Rio, Tiara Ziliang, they don't have any knowledge about the legal matters, right? Judicial matters. If there's a case, right, he's the man who will advise. In any constitutional legal case. See, so many law cases, right? In the department, every department will have so many law cases. So this case is still by this person. The government, the chief minister will every time consult the advocate general. What is all about this matter? What is this case? So he will give legal advice every time to the government of Nagaland. That is the CM, right? The CM is every time looking for this person. And second is, he will appear in the High Court of Nagaland or any district court or any court in the state on behalf of the government of Nagaland. On behalf of the government of Nagaland. Take example, pactor appointments. If the government of Nagaland has appointed 50 pactor appointments, now some people is going to file a courtship in the High Court, right? Who will speak for the state of Nagaland? The advocate general of the state. The advocate general of the state. The advocate general of the state will represent the government of Nagaland. Rio will never come, right? Mr. Rio will never come. It is the advocate general who will come and speak for him. And speak for him. We will stop here. Okay. Today, we will stop here for today. Legal cases. So remember, the highest law officer in the state is the advocate general of the state, appointed by the governor. And he's a part of the state executive. Very important office. We'll take a short break and we'll start with time.